Hello, my name is Jeremiah Garza and I'm with Longhorn Investments, and today I have the pleasure of coming out and meeting with Laurie Nord, one of our borrowers and a real estate investor.
I'm Laurie Nord. I am a principal with Luxury Wellness International, doing business as LWI Homes, and we have the pleasure of talking about our current project and how we introduced that to the market via Longhorn. We're focused on the wellness elements within the home that can add to your longevity, your ability to stay in that home a longer period of time, as well as the overall sense of well-being that comes from a home. So those are the principles that we added to this home, specifically advanced air purification systems, heat pumps with fresh air replacement, water filtration, LED lighting that's dimmable and programmable to your circadian rhythms.
Let's talk about that. Tell me a little bit about how did you get introduced to luxury wellness and what inspired you about it in deciding you wanted to implement these methodologies or ideas into your build?
Well, we know from the experience of COVID that when you're at home, these are elements that are really important to you. And one of those elements we think is really critical was the impact of a generator. We lost power on 4 different occasions. On one occasion, we lost it for 5 days. This was one of the reasons it was so critically important to us to have a generator, is because we believe this is a family home. And the generator not only provides you that peace of mind, but it runs these pumps. And that gives you peace of mind, safety, and security. So a lot of those things, when we talk about wellness, it's really how the home makes you feel.
Let's take a few minutes and let's talk about the project, kind of how you got started. What was here before?
Oh, a little 1,200 square foot brick house.
Okay, so you bought this with a home on it?
We did.
Okay.
So this is a transitional neighborhood here, and as you see, there's plenty of new home builds. It's really a beautiful community.
So let's talk a little bit about the acquisition of the property.
We actually bought it through one of your brokers. We did acquire this property in January of 22,
Okay.
but we didn't break ground until February of 23. Once we broke ground, it took about 18 months
Okay.
to build this. And really, I don't think we've mentioned the fact that there's a basement here.
And for those who are not familiar with the Texas market, our soils here are not great. That's part of the reason we don't see a lot of basements in Texas. We've got a lot of stone, a lot of hard rock. And so as part of Laurie and Bill's evaluation process, they certainly had to do some geotechnical reports and studies to determine if it was even feasible to dig down, and put the basement in.
Doing a basement in Texas, while they're becoming more and more popular and higher in demand, they're still kind of a unique animal.
Absolutely.
So the challenge, first of all, was there. It did take us longer for geotech and all of that to make sure that we could do the basement, that we didn't hit a water table, or we didn't actually, we went through weathered limestone, so we didn't really have we didn't hit bedrock. And of course, doing a basement, there's the complication of all the drainage and the waterproofing and all of the pieces that go into that. The entire basement is surrounded with French drain system and sump pumps that are highly technical, but there is a redundancy to them so that you're protected.
And certainly for Dallas, and this year in particular, we saw more of those high wind storms and saw 3 or 4 of them over a relatively short period of time that had significant impact on real estate investors across this market and across our state, really. As we see, weather patterns certainly are something you have to take into consideration as you are building. How did you get through those challenges on this particular project?
Well, anybody that's looking to do new construction, first of all, I would highly recommend being a member of the Dallas Builders Association. It's a great resource. Because of that, we had the proper insurance. And while the insurance was fabulous and very good to work with, it's still insurance. So anybody that's ever dealt with insurance knows that claim process can be delayed. And Longhorn stepped up for us and helped us through some very challenging, difficult times where we had things that needed to be paid and the insurance had not paid out. And so you definitely helped us get through that hurdle. That was huge.
At Longhorn, whether it's a renovation project or a ground-up construction project, we always pride ourselves on processing those as quickly as possible. 48 to 72 hours is the goal to have money back in the investor's account on those reimbursements, and it brings me great joy to hear that we were able to deliver that for you on this project.
Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Perfect. Let's take some time and look around.
Okay.